Hello and welcome to Rolling with Reviews. I'm Will, and with me as always is the ravishing roller herself,
Sarah.
And today we're reviewing Qwixx. Sarah, tell us a bit about this game.
All right, Qwixx is a fast-playing roll and write game where everyone is involved on everyone's turn. So why did we get this so long ago?
Well, I believe you were asking for recommendations, and this came up. At the time, Target had it, I believe, on sale because they were discounting it. They always change over their board games. And we picked it up, liked it. You bought another copy for work.
That's true, I did.
And I think you bought one as a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a game that's so addictive to play that it feels like a staple.
It is. It really does. So let's move on to what we like about it. Well, it's fast to play.
Easy to teach.
It's so easy to teach, sorry. The player interaction on each player's turn is really great when you're playing like this. I think one of the reasons why this works so well with my coworkers is it was very easy for a lot of them to just stop paying attention when it was somebody else's turn. But with this game, I mean, you can still socialize, don't get me wrong, but you still need to pay attention to what's going on everybody's turn, so it keeps people engaged.
Yes. Compared to something like, well, for example, Yahtzee. A lot of people know that. That's, when it's that person's turn, nobody else has to pay attention.
Right.
Qwixx is you roll and look at the two white dice. Now, everybody has to make the decision.
Yes.
The active player still has a deeper choice to make.
Right.
Because they have to mark down at least one number.
Exactly.
They can mark up to 2, but they have to do 1. So while that's happening, that choice is still pretty quick. It moves on to the next person. They roll. Everybody now has another decision. So the decisions just keep coming and coming even when it's not your turn.
Yeah, so it's really, really nice about that aspect. And like I said, it's just really nice that you can also still be social. So if someone is really agonizing because, you know, towards the end of the game, or actually towards the middle, because the end of the game, you're like, I can't do anything. But in the middle of the game, you've got some really tough choices. So that's when you can still talk and it still makes a really great lunchtime game.
Yeah.
So what do we not like about the game?
I personally, when it comes to this version in particular...
So this is the deluxe version.
It has dry erase boards. Those boards get pretty worn out and funky.
Yeah, if you play it a lot, which you probably will if you're picking it up, because it's a great filler. It's a great everything game. It's just those dry erase boards don't last very long. So I can see why this version is no longer made, because the quality of the boards or whatever just don't hold up to long-term play. And I have probably put pictures up on the screen. I'll probably put another one up here. You can see the leftover lines. I mean, even if you do tricks of where you fill in the whole thing and then erase it and draw over it, there's all these sort of tricks to try to get it clean. It still never gets fully clean.
Yes.
And so, honestly, it's kind of good that they don't make this version anymore. The pens also dry out and stuff like that. It's a bigger box because of the boards being bigger. It doesn't need to be this big. So, I'm glad, though, they still have a version in production. It's the small version with the little paper sheets. Laminate them. And that way, when those get gunky and they no longer work, you can toss them,
make new ones,
laminate a new one. So, and it's a much smaller box, much more portable, or like we said in our other video, it's pretty easy to make too.
Yeah.
So you can make your own version, get your own dice, and that way you can print it as much as you need.
Yeah, the other thing I didn't care for also is specific to this version is on one side is the traditional board. That's fine with Qwixx. On the reverse side is sort of this jumbled, mixed up rows.
Yeah.
Those are complicated.
Yeah, I think they called it Qwixx Mix, which sounds neat. It's already I mean, it's not a challenging game, but you've already got to pay attention to the order of the numbers on a row. Now it mixes up the colors as well. It's just, it adds a level of complexity that this game does not need.
Right.
So the good news is that version is not available in the normal version. You don't need it. And if you do, you can go look at a picture of what one looks like Here, I'll put it up on the screen. You can see it's a bit of a jumble, but you can make it yourself if you really, really want to play it. But it really
doesn't add to the
no, it doesn't
experience.
add to the experience at all. And the other thing for me is, as much as my coworkers loved it, we played it too much. This game can overstay its welcome if you overplay it. They got really tired of it, and so we played it a lot, like 2 or 3 months in a row, every lunch, not every lunch, but almost every lunch. And then we went like 6 months without playing it because it was just like, oh no, put that away. We're done with that.
Yeah, burnout.
A burnout. So this is a good one to mix into your filler stack of games, but not one that you should probably play every game night.
Yeah, don't turn this into your main game of the night. I know you would be tempted to because it's such a light, easy thing, and everything else feels like work.
And it's easy to play multiple games in a row. It's like, oh, that was fun. Let's play it again. You know, do that a couple of times, sure, but not every single time.
Right.
Right. Well, that's about it. So let's go on to our rating.
So for our ratings, we each have 1d6 worth of ratings to give. 1 is low, 6 is high. We give our number, a reason why, add them together, and see what it rolled for us. Sarah, what did Qwixx roll for you?
It rolled a 4. This is a solid staple game. It's a game, like Will said, that we've bought as gifts for others. I'm actually thinking about replacing this version pretty soon because I have been thinking about playing it again, and these boards are just so trashed at this point that I think we need to replace it. So I'm thinking about buying the paper version, seeing about laminating those, and we'll just go from there. So it's a game we will always have in our collection. We will be teaching new players. We will, mix in for game nights. But it's also not one that I always want to play. It's not one that I'm always going to suggest. And there will be times when someone else suggests it and I'm like, nah, I don't really feel like it. But it is solid. It's good to have in your collection. So 4.
For me, it rolled a 5. Mainly because I didn't work with Sarah, so I didn't overplay it.
That's true.
It is a solid staple. I didn't overplay it. Therefore, I'm always up for playing it because of how much of a light palate cleanser it can be. Easy to get to the table, and I can teach dang near anyone to play it. Doesn't matter your age, your experience with board games. You're going to find this, learn it, have a fun time playing it, and, play a couple of games of it. Put it away. It's that light, nice filler, and yeah, it helps if you don't burn yourself out on it.
So I guess it's a good thing it's been a couple years since I played it with my coworkers because I'm finally feeling like playing it again.
Yes.
So now you can finally play it when you want.
Right. So 9 out of 12, a fantastic game for a fantastic staple that pretty much should be in most people's collections.
I agree.
Yeah, especially if you're looking for that filler and you want to, take the stress off of your brain.
Agreed.
And who doesn't want that?
All right.
All right, that will do it for us at Rolling with Reviews. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, reach out to us on the various social media platforms at
Rolling with 2, that's TWO. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. On YouTube, please like and subscribe.
And we've been rolling like we do because we are Rolling with Reviews.